Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here. So no sales with Google Shopping ads? This is one thing I personally faced quite often in the beginning of my Shopify dropshipping journey. I mean, whenever I would start Google ads for my Shopify stores, for some reason, for a very long time, I would just not get any sales, if any at all. And there were specific things I was seeing over and over again with these Shopify stores. And after a while, I kind of understood what the reasons were as to why I wasn't getting sales with Google Shopping ads. And believe it or not, these things are very common amongst a lot of people. So if you think that your situation is different than what I'm about to reveal in this video, hang on for a bit and watch till the end, because I'm pretty sure you are facing the problems I'll be going over in this video, and if you haven't already faced them, you'll face them pretty soon. And that's simply because Google works this way. And it doesn't matter whether you run a general store or a niche store or a one product store. These problems, if you aren't taking the correct steps, are going to come into your Google Shopping ads. So it's better that you know how to fix them. But without wasting any more time, let's just understand why you're not getting any sales with Google ads and what the different reasons as to why this happens are. So the first thing that you'll have to do in order to even start getting any type of results with your Google Shopping ads is smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would highly appreciate that if you do that. But the first situation as to why this happens, as to why you're not getting any sales with Google Shopping ads, is the no impressions and no clicks problem. Now, this is one of the most common problems I frequently get asked about in my Instagram DMs. And that is, they've been running Google ads for a while, maybe 2 to 4 weeks, but there are no impressions and no clicks, which of course leads to no sales. I mean, what is the issue with no impressions and no clicks? And why is the campaign not spending anything at all? Well, the first thing you want to understand, especially if you're new to Google ads, is the first 2 to 4 week period on your Google Ads account are the learning weeks. Meaning this is the time when Google is trying to understand what your products are, who to show them to, what kind of audience interacts well with them. And within this period, Google actually will not spend a single dime of your money. Now, that's kind of weird, especially if you're just coming from Facebook ads, because you're used to just putting up a campaign and ad set with a specific budget, and by the next day, at least some of it has been spent. But with Google, you have to understand it is a search-based platform. It takes time for it to spend any type of money, and it needs to fully understand who the audience is so that it doesn't just waste your money. I mean, along with giving the users that use Google to search for stuff a good experience, Google Ads also wants the advertisers, meaning us dropshippers, to have a good experience. So it doesn't just want to go out and spend all of your money, unless it's of course running on an accelerated campaign type. But if you're still not getting impressions and clicks after about 4 weeks, then there is an issue. So what should you be doing in that case? Well, the first thing I would recommend that you definitely do is increase the bid by 10 cents. Maybe you can increase it by a much more amount if you're kind of not wanting to wait any longer. You can increase it by 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. That's up to you, but don't do it too much. Otherwise, the campaign will start spending and it'll spend your entire budget in a matter of a few hours. And this is usually the main solution to this problem, especially after the 4 week period and you're still not getting impressions and clicks. Just simply increase your bid. The main reason why this may be the solution to this issue is because Google is having trouble winning auctions for your products. Your products could be higher priced products, or there could be a lot of competition for your products. And because of that, Google is really having difficulty entering those auctions and winning them, which is why you're getting zero impressions and clicks, because Google is just not showing your ads at all. So whatever your bid is right now, increase it by 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, but don't exceed more than 50 cents, and wait for 3 to 5 days. You'll start to see usually that within the next 1 day, 2 day, 3 day period, Google will actually start getting more and more impressions for your campaign, and actually clicks should start coming in. If you still see that there are no clicks coming in after 5 days, repeat the process. Increase the bid again by maybe 10 cents, 20 cents. And keep on doing this over and over and waiting for 3 to 5 days, of course, until you start to see those impressions and clicks coming in. Usually in my own experience, after I have about 50 to 100 clicks, maybe sometimes even 200 clicks come in of people, I usually expect my first sale or so. So if you're not getting the sale by 100 to 200 clicks, then something's wrong on your website. And I'm going to be going over some other issues very shortly. But this is the first solution to this problem with no impressions and no clicks. Just simply increase your bid. But the next issue that is very common, and I've faced it a lot is many impressions but very little to no clicks. So if you're seeing that after the 4-week period, you're getting hundreds and maybe thousands of impressions, but there are very little clicks, and very little clicks I define as having a less than 30% click-through rate in total for your entire campaign. I'm not talking about the specific products individually, but rather the whole general campaign. If you have less than 0.30 or 0.40 click-through rate, then something is an issue and you have low clicks or very little clicks at all. In this case, what I recommend that you do is go on your Google Shopping Feed app and check the settings. Make sure that all the settings are properly correct. If you're unsure as to whether there is something wrong with the settings or not, contact the developers of the Google Shopping Feed app. I know the main Google Shopping Feed app is currently unlisted on Shopify App Store, but there are other shopping feed apps that you can download for now because Google Shopping Feed app is coming back very soon on the App Store. But make sure all of your settings are correct. Again, if you're not sure as to what correct settings even are, contact the app developers and ask them to double check for you. In addition, you should be checking your Merchant Center account. Oftentimes what I see is that if a lot of my products somehow get disapproved or there is some big massive error on my account which causes the entire account to get suspended, my click-through rate and my clicks literally drops overnight, or I won't even get any in the first place. So if this is continuously happening in your case, log into your Merchant Center account, make sure there are very little errors for your products, and very little is anything below 5% in total. So if you have 100 products, only 5 products or less should have any type of errors with them. There are 2 types of different errors that you can have: the red errors and warning errors. The warnings are in orange while the red errors are the bad ones. Make sure to avoid the red ones at all costs, and you can have some orange ones, that's fine, but try to get them fixed as well, because that is another thing that could contribute to the low clicks or no clicks or zero sales. Your Merchant Center feed plays a very important role with how well your Google Shopping ads perform. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I had a lot of errors on my Google Merchant Center account. So what I did is I worked with the Shopping Feed app developer team and the Merchant Center account team to fix those errors. And then what I noticed was a big spike in sales the very next day that I fixed these errors. So you want to get these resolved, because that could simply be leading to why you're not getting any sales with Google Shopping ads. But specifically, if you're getting many impressions and low to no clicks, check your Google Shopping Feed app settings, check your Merchant Center, but also check your SEO optimization and spy on your competitors. What happens is sometimes I'm getting good clicks for one product, and then over the next few days, the clicks start to drop to a bare minimum, to even zero. And when that happens, the first thing I do is check the SEO optimization, make sure that the keywords that I was ranking for aren't somehow disapproved. The second thing that I do following the first thing is spy on my competitors. What happens sometimes is a new competitor enters the market, maybe he's selling it for a very cheaper price than yours and he's ranking higher than you. In that case, he's gonna steal all of your clicks. So that's why you could be possibly still getting a lot of impressions but very little to no clicks, simply because this competitor came in the market or your old competitor lowered his prices. So that's why you wanna go with incognito window for Google Chrome and check to make sure that you're still ranking well for your specific SEO optimized keywords, and that there's no new competitor selling for a cheaper price than you. Because if there is somebody selling it for a cheaper price than you, you have no choice but to sell it for a little bit cheaper or find another variation of that same product that may be higher quality. And for the SEO optimization specifically, again, check the pricing of the product and maybe change the product images. This is what I like to do first. If I see that a new competitor has entered my market and my clicks have dropped significantly, or I'm getting very little to no clicks but a lot of impressions, I simply look at the product images that my competitors have. And then what I do is I go on AliExpress and I try to find a different higher quality image that can help me stand out of the crowd. Because if I stand out of the crowd with my image, then I'll get some clicks for those same amount of impression, and that could lead to more sales. But even after you do that and wait 3 to 5 days and you don't see any results, change the pricing. That's the last step you can take when you have the issue of many impressions and low to no clicks. But that brings me to my next point, which is you're getting many impressions and many clicks, but very little add to carts, if any at all, and of course no purchases. What do you do in that case? Now this is a very special problem to me because this is something I was just recently facing. I had a very highly optimized website and I was getting a lot of impressions, a lot of clicks, but very little add to carts. I mean, my add to cart rate was 3%. whereas my main niche store has an add to cart rate of 10% or more. So this was a very steep decline, and I was kind of confused as to why this was happening. Here are a few conclusions that I came to. So the first one is that I was just getting low quality traffic, and sometimes this just happens. This is also very common with Facebook ads where you're targeting the right audience, but sometimes the CPM is through the roof, and because of that you're just getting low quality traffic because Facebook is showing your ads to the wrong pocket of audience. And this could happen with Google ads as well. You're simply getting window shoppers, very cheap traffic, and they're just simply looking at the products, scrolling through your entire product page and then exiting out. The main reason as to why this could happen is because you have a low quality rank score. Now your ad quality rank is determined by several things. The first one is your click-through rate and also your SEO optimization. But there's no real way to check your quality score with Google Shopping ads. What you can check, however, is the impression share lost rank, IS. This is a special rank which lets you know how many auctions you're losing because of your ad rank. And if you find that overall this is above a 70%, 80%, 90%, especially if you're running a general store with a general testing campaign, this is something you're going to want to work on. And the best way to work on this is to improve your click-through rates. When you have a higher click-through rate, you're going to have a lower cost per link click. And usually if you have a high CTR, more people are going to buy from your website. So that means Google will associate more sales to a better landing page experience. And the landing page experience is part of the ad rank that is determined for your Google Ads account. So very first thing you definitely want to work on is checking the click-through rate, making sure to improve that. In addition, you want to check your impression share. See how many impression shares you're getting for your products. Again, if this is a very low amount for all of your products, if it's for some, that's fine. But if it's for all, there's an issue. You want to again work on getting that up. And the best way to do that is, of course, increase your click-through rate, maybe increase the bid that you have set on your campaign, and also maybe try increasing the budget. But you want to do these changes one at a time. The second thing that I recommend that you do if you're getting many impressions and clicks and very little add to carts is check your product page quality. I mean, sometimes you'll be doing everything correct on the Google Shopping ad side, so there's no issue with Google Shopping ads. Where the real issue is the product page itself. What I noticed on my own pages, I had a lot of distractions on my product pages, and I lacked any type of trust badges or trust quality on my product page. So because of this, I had a very low add to cart ratio. And I know I mentioned a lot in my videos not to include trust badges, but nowadays I'm including these specific type of trust badges. They're special and not the ones that you see on normal dropshipping stores. But using these special dropshipping badges really helped me boost my sale. And if you want me to reveal them in one of my next videos, comment down below. But the best way to kind of increase the amount of add to carts that you're getting is to just check your product page quality. Make sure to have high quality images. Make sure that your descriptions are SEO optimized. And if your description don't have as many SEO optimized keywords, that is one thing you may want to work on. Simply put SEO optimized keywords in your description, and that will kind of improve your CTR if these SEO optimized keywords are relevant to your product. Remember, relevance is key to finding success with Google Ads. So the reason why I'm going over the product page optimization, even though the title of this video is no sales with Google Shopping Ads, is because anything that you do on your product page directly relates to the results that you get with Google Shopping Ads. So these are directly correlated with each other. So first, of course, focus on your shopping ad, but after you do that, then focus on your product page in order to get more add to carts so you can get more sales. But that brings me to my next point, which is again related to specifically not getting any add to carts. What happens is sometimes there may be specific keywords in your descriptions for the products that are getting link clicks, which are driving these people away. It could be something about the our guarantee section, or maybe the shipping info has some bad information in it, or maybe the description itself is not accurately describing that product. Go over the description for the products that are getting the link clicks and make sure that this is not an issue for these specific products, because if it is, then you're just gonna bleed through money. And one thing I see is that a lot of stores don't even have any shipping information or guarantee sections on their product pages. This is another reason as to why you have very little to no add to cart. Simply add this and you'll notice that your add to cart rate goes kind of upwards. But along with that, what I see is that a lot of stores have distractions on their websites. So just get rid of the distractions. Make sure that when somebody lands on your product page on a mobile device or a desktop, that there are no distractions. They can go from point A to point B, which is from landing on the page itself to clicking the add to cart button very easily. You don't want to have any distractions which drive them away from taking that action. But that's exactly what you can do to kind of increase the specific add to cart rate. Again, focus on Google Shopping ads, but go back to your product page quality as well. And that brings me to my next point, which is that you're getting many impressions, many clicks, and many add to carts but very little purchases. What is the issue here? Again, I want to start talking about the specific product page changes you can make. First of all, check your add to cart page, make sure there are no distractions there. A lot of times there are some distractions there, or maybe it's just a slow loading add to cart page, which is leading the people to go away from your add to cart page. Another thing you can check is the distractions on the checkout page, or maybe the shipping information that you have on the checkout page isn't correctly aligned. So you want to make sure that those specific errors on your checkout page are properly aligned. But another thing that I noticed happening frequently is that there's the season factor, or simply that the product is low in demand right now. So what do I mean by these two things exactly? Well, right now when I'm recording this video, it is currently December 24th and it's Christmas Eve. During Christmas Eve and the specific week of December 20 until December 26th, 27th, which is around Boxing Day, the sales dropped tremendously. And this is not just for me, but a lot of my mentoring students, it's a lot of my friends as well. And that is just because of the season itself. People are more willing to go to a brick and mortar store and purchase right away over there rather than go online, because if they shop online right now, they know they're not gonna get anything before Christmas, so they would rather shop in brick and mortar stores. So that is the season related problem. And when it comes to product, it's the same thing. The products that stop doing well at this moment are the ones that are currently dipping downwards. A lot of products spike upwards in Christmas time and then take a big dip downwards. So if you notice that your product is in a big dip downwards, don't worry, you'll get a lot of impressions, a lot of clicks and add to carts, but very little purchases. What you can do in this case in terms of Google Shopping ads is lower the bids, lower the budgets, and slowly scale downwards. There's literally nothing you can do other than that, because it's just a seasonal thing and the product is low in demand right now. But these are the main problems that you can find solutions to. But the one bonus tip I would like to leave you guys with is, when it comes to specific products that are doing well, you want to choose a specific product category for that product, which is closely related to that product. Now, what do I mean by this exactly? Well, I want to take you guys over to my Google Shopping feed app for one of my products. So when you click on a specific product in your Google Shopping feed app and scroll all the way down, you'll see that it says Google Product Category. Here is where you want to choose the specific product category, which is the closest match to your product's overall niche. And if you click on this specific thing, you can see that there are a lot of different categories that you can choose from. You want to choose the one that is the closest to your product. So for instance, if I was selling a cat bed, I don't want to choose the category cat supplies. I would rather choose the category cat furniture accessories or cat furniture, because it is very, very niche downwards and it is the closest that is possible to my specific product. So that's exactly what I mean. And what I've noticed is that doing this kind of increases the sales, because you give Google a clear idea of what your product exactly is. So this is something you may want to do if you're finding that you're getting impressions, clicks, and some sales for one specific product. But these are the most common problems faced with Google Shopping ads and the most common reasons as to why you may not be getting sales with Google Shopping ads. If you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.